What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again. Today's video is going to be on starts of the week. Yes, starts of the week. So, guys, I'm sorry, guys. It's going through a little bit of content out to y'all, so forgive me. But I know I still need to do the content. I'm going through a little situation, so I might be a little off. So we're gonna get this content out because we're trying to win fantasy football championships. So let's go. Hit the like button as you come in, guys. Hit the like button as you come in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Joel in the building. What's going on, Joel? So yeah, guys, I got four guys, and then I got a DST. So this live is not going to be long, and then I'm gonna get to the questions in the comment section, and then we're gonna get out of here. What's going on, Joel? Joel says Worthy and Devontae Smith have killed me, but bro, it's okay. It happens. It's nothing you can do about it. You still have a great team. You have to know that. Aaron Holloway says, "Good morning, TD. Good morning, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir." Okay. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, guys. Make sure you hit the like button if you're on the way in. Put your question in the comment section. If you are a member, I will get to your question first. If you want your question read out, just super chat, and I'm gonna get to it immediately. What's going on, Elisa? Much love. Much love. Okay. So let's start with the quarterback position. The quarterback that I think is a great start this week. You might be in a tough spot. You don't know if you want to start him. It's going to be Bo Nix going against the Titans. Bo Nix should eat the Titans up. I don't even know if they got a top of the line pass rusher who can put pressure on Bo Nix. This offensive line for the Denver Broncos have gotten better. Bo Nix has rushing upside. Bo Nix has rushing upside. So don't be surprised if Bo Nix has 7 to 8 rushing touchdowns this year, right? Also, he's going to be passing the ball down the field a little bit more than he did last year early in the season. He's been with Sean Payton for over a year now. We know what Sean Payton does to his quarterbacks. All quarterbacks that touch Sean Payton, no pun intended, pause, comes out as a great or a better quarterback than they was before. Going to Jameis Winston, Drew Brees, all those guys. So I love Bo Nix as a starter of the week. What's going on, Thomas? He says Warren or Harvey. I'm going with Warren over Harvey. RG in the business is going to be a rough week one. Hey, it's always rough. It's rough out here in the streets. Okay, moving on to my wide receiver starter of the week. It's going to be Ricky Pearsall. Yes, Ricky Pearsall going against the Seahawks, guys, and he should get a lot of targets underneath. Now, listen, I'm not saying start him. All situations, depending on who you got to start. I don't want to start him over a top-of-the-line running back, but as a wide receiver 3 and a flex play, I think this is one of the best flex plays and the best wide receiver 3s that you can get on your team, even with Jawan Jennings being back. Yes. So, Ricky Pearsall, guys, start him. Going on to my running back, it's going to be DeAndre Swift going against the Vikings. Now, listen, the Vikings have a really good defense. That's a top 5 defense from last year. But DeAndre Swift playing with Ben Johnson, I believe, is going to be getting a lot of targets out, also catching the ball, and also running between the targets. You remember, DeAndre Swift was there when Ben Johnson first started coaching at Detroit. So that's why Ben Johnson is okay with having DeAndre Swift. He know what he is. Now, DeAndre Swift has had injury history. Like, he's been injured a lot. But early in the season, this guy can play, right? As long as he's not injured, he is an elite running back. So I'm starting DeAndre Swift in a flex play, RB2, all day long. What's going on, Christopher? Okay, let's move on to my tight end, pause. My tight end is going to be Britton Strange, and he's going against the Panthers. And the Panthers allowed a lot of points given up by the tight end early in the season last year. So who says that Britton Strange can't do it? Also, with the head coaching, they like to get the tight ends out. Yes, there's Brian Thomas there, and it's going to be Travis Hunter. But to me, Britton Strange is a guy that nobody is really talking about, and I think this guy's going to get a few targets, maybe 6 to 7 targets, and can give you 40 or 50 yards in a safe, streamable tight end. So yes, Britton Strange is going to be my tight end start of the week. And going on to my DST, it's going to be Arizona Cardinals going against the Saints, guys. And I'm going against the Saints and Spencer Rattler. Now, listen, I'm not saying the Saints are going to go out here and suck, but if I'm streaming a defense or I'm looking for a defense off the waiver wire, I'm going to the Arizona because they just have the best matchup according to what the quarterback situation with the Saints. But don't get upset if you start Arizona and Saints score 14 to 21 points. This is an NFL team. What's going on, Thomas? He said, I just drafted Judy for Hawkinson. Oh, I just traded Judy for Hawkinson. Whoo, I wouldn't have did that. Not for no Hawkinson, Thomas. But listen, who knows? Hawkinson can come out and ball out with no Jordan Addison. In my home league, 12-team, 2 flex, he was my wide receiver 4, and I needed a tight end solid trade. I wouldn't have done it. I would have rather got somebody like Britton Strange, but that's just me, bro. I'm not going to sit there and say that's the wrong move because T.J. Hawkinson has been a top 5 tight end at least 2 times in his career, I believe. Aaron Holloway says, I like Strange. RG says, really going against Pat Surtain or Downs? Probably Surtain. Surtain going to be on Ridley. Okay, Britton Strange was taken. Okay, I got you. Okay. I told what happened to Pacheco is the same thing I've been telling y'all all year. Don't draft no Pacheco. He's not the goal line running back. Wasn't it Xavier Worthy? Ain't that what I told y'all? Now listen, if Xavier Worthy got hurt, that happens. And look how he got hurt. You should feel good about that. I know that may sound crazy. But listen, if I buy a new car and it knocks off, I'm not upset with myself. I bought a new car. It happens. Some stuff happens. You got Xavier Worthy, his own teammate ran into him. It happens. Yes, stashing Dante Thornton, yes. Got you, Thomas. Thomas says, most of my league mates drafted 2 tight ends. Justin Vettel. What's up, Justin? Got the Wu-Tang sign. He says, sit Fields versus Pitt for Flacco or Penix in a possible shootout. This is what I'm going to tell you, Justin. So I'm going to break this down 2 or 3 different ways. Guys, let's get the likes up. So, Justin, you have to play Fields in my breakdown. And the reason why I'm saying that, dance with the girl that you came to the party with. Why would you draft Justin Fields in the first, or not first round, but as your first quarterback off the board, and now once you go and get your team and you want to look at the matchups, you want to go to Joe Flacco? That's like having a girlfriend and you go to a party, you see another pretty girl, and you want to go over there and see if you can get her number. Bro, you ain't gonna have no girlfriends. So you have to, so this is why I always tell people, like, be careful how you draft. I don't draft just because, oh, somebody said like CMC. So drafting them, and I'm okay with whatever's going on in the media because I drafted him. I'm not going to get off of him because they say, oh, he might have a little bit, he's limited in practice, the hamstring this or the calf this. You stay with the guy that you drafted, man. So listen, Flacco has the best matchup. I almost made Flacco my start of the week over Bo Nix. So Flacco is the streamable guy and has the best game and the best matchup, but you drafted Fields. Why would you have Fields on the bench? I don't play fantasy that way, but maybe you do, and that's okay if you do. A lot of people love to draft much as talent as they can and just play the best matchup on a weekly basis. To me, I'm not good at that, man. I'm ignorant when it comes to that way. You know what I'm good at? Picking out players from the beginning of the year and staying with them and believing in them and they evolving. I like Bo Nix last year. He didn't start off good, but he ended up being a top 10 quarterback as a rookie. So I'm going to say, man, if you like Fields, if you don't like Fields, you need to trade him, especially if he has a good game. If you like Fields, then you should start him every week and don't worry about what Flacco doing. If you play matchups, man, you're going to miss the boom games. A lot of times, bruh, when teams play tough teams, they even play better. Look at Justin Herbert against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs is a top 5 defense, but look how Justin Herbert played. But he may play a sorry team, and then it might be on a Amari Hampton game or a Najee Harris game. Look at same thing with Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott threw the ball good, but guess who the game Williams. Not because Dak sucked, because Javonte was the way to win the game when old boy got kicked out the game. Right, Cole got kicked out the game. So that's how the game script goes. Don't get off the players. Don't worry about that. Go be consistent on your end, and everything else will work its way out. It'll work itself out. So I would say play Fields as you dancing with the girl that you came to the party with, but Flacco has the best matchup. So do as you please, bro. Appreciate you being here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Aaron Hollow. Let me see. Make sure I didn't skip on no comments. Thomas says, you worried about CMC? No, I'm not. Listen, if he don't play a snap this year, I'm not. Because how can I be? I can't be a hypocrite, right? What I told y'all, I know what CMC is. Y'all told me, hey, TD, he gets injured. And I said, y'all right. But guess what? I'm going down with that ship. So I'm still going down with it. I'm ready to put in. Now, my team is good. I don't got no hero RB CMC. I never went hero RB CMC. So I feel really great about CMC. Whatever I can get out of him, bro, I know it's going to be elite. Field, I know it's going to be special. That's I didn't draft him because I know he was going to be 100% healthy all weeks. Like, if he was, that was going to be gravy. If he wasn't, then it is what it is. I already knew that could happen. Elisa says Harvey or Monty have PPR. I'm going to go with Harvey. I'm not big on Monty this year. Right. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. My phone got hot in the car. And if you know what I've been through this morning, guys, you'll see why I'm out in a public place where the sun is at. And I'm still doing a video. I'm on the way on the other side of town. Had something going on this morning I had to try to do. It didn't work out. Supposed to, but I wanted to do this video. So I'm in the shade now. Hopefully I have a different setting. Hopefully my phone doesn't get hot again. Appreciate y'all. Y'all guys are the best. Hopefully people give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay. There we go. Yes, we back. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, so Elisa says Harvey or Monty. Elisa, I'm going with Harvey. He got more upside. Now the Monty is a safe play, but this is week 1. It depends on what you're trying to go with. If you got a good team, you know you go with Monty. Don't blow it up with Harvey. But Harvey to me is going to catch more passes. So in half-point PPR, that's a little bit of a boost in half-point PPR. And also, I think Harvey will get a chance to try to score. They will if he's running good, which I think he will be, because they're gonna have to worry about this passing game. Excuse me, with Bo Nix. So to me, I like Harvey for the upside, Monty for the safe play. You got to make your decision on the safe or the upside. RG says really going against Pat Surtain or Downs. He's going to Surtain is going to be against Ridley. Thomas says, I just traded Judy for Hawkinson in my home league. Okay. Again, like I told you, man, I didn't like that, but I guess that was the only tight end that you could get, and you needed one. And Judy was your 4-5 receiver, so I get that. Thomas says, most of my league mates drafted 2 tight ends. Got you. Drafted 2 tight ends. Let's see here. Thomas says, the tight ends on the waivers were decimated. Okay. Thomas says, I'm good with Nico, London, JSN, and Ibuka. Yes, you got a killer squad. Thomas said, who are you holding, Ford or Sampson? I'm holding Sampson all day. Good morning, Siobhan. Thomas says, my whole bench is running backs. 5 is that bad? No, that's not. All right, guys. I came in the inside because the phone was getting hot. So hopefully, let me get my charger, guys. Be patient. Let me get the charger. We're going to finish this lot. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Pretty good. What's going on? Okay. There we go, guys. Say, order you a hamburger. I ain't at a restaurant. I'm at the shop. Okay, guys. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to be able to charge this thing. Let me see something here. That's going to be rough. Okay. We're just going to go ahead, guys, and go with it. Let me see here. Okay, appreciate the thumbs up, guys. Okay. So where are we at right here? What do I say? So, Charlene says stashing Dante Thornton. Yes, we stashing Dante Thornton. We stashing Dante Thornton. The reason why we stashing Dante Thornton, guys, Amari Cooper basically got picked up because he wanted to be a Raider when he retired. It looks like we don't know what's going on, but Dante Thornton is still the stash that we thought he was. He has the upside. That's the most important thing. I'm actually starting him in a couple of leagues over probably some like RB3s or flex play RBs because I just want to see what he can do. I have a really good team. I got really strong RBs, so I want to be able to play Dante Thornton knowing that he can get some upside. He got Brock Bowers, right? Brock Bowers is going to get a lot of targets. I don't believe that Jacoby Myers is going to get as many targets as we think, so I think that's going to leave some big plays for Dante Thornton to make. We just need him to hit one long touchdown, 40, 50-yard touchdown. His value is there. That's all we need from him, and that's probably what type of play he's going to be, being 6'5", running a 4.2, right? It's only been like 2 players to do that. Charlene talked about that. I think it's been DK Metcalf and Megatron. Let's see here. Yes. Ethan Carey says, should I start Caleb Williams or Justin Fields this week? Who did you draft, Ethan? Who did you draft first? I know we play a little bit different. I don't stream quarterbacks. I'm going to always tell y'all that. When y'all ask me about, should I start Bo Nix or Baker Mayfield? I'm going to tell you, who did you draft first? Why do you got Bo Nix and Baker Mayfield on your team? That's a waste of a pick. I said what I said. Now, if you're in an 8-team league, yes, I get it. If you're in a 6-team league, yes. Even a 10-team league. But if you're in a 12-team league and you got 2 really good quarterbacks and it's not super flex, what are you doing? You setting yourself up to have a headache? So get one quarterback and play him, and then you can stream the guy on the bye week. Get the quarterback that you should be drafting. You should be able to start him every single week. He's going to have good games against tough opponents. But if you try to wait till he got cakewalk opponents, you're going to miss the best part of your player. because the big time players perform in big time games against tough opponents. All right, guys, I'm gonna turn this live to be sideways. I think it'll work. Orientation is locked. Okay, it's actually. Okay. Okay, there we go. Frank Wright says, how you feel about Junkins? We picking him up. I have a few leagues he's available. Yes. You gotta, guys, Junkins should be stashed. You got to stash Junkins. He's a big time stash. He's probably the #1 stash candidate in all of fantasy football right now. He's going to come back on this team and he's going to get a nice role. You know that? So I love Junkins as a big time stash. Thomas says, I'm good with Nico Collins, JSN, Ibuka. Right. Be eyes of fantasy. Do you like Tech McMillan or Xavier Leggett trying to win the DraftKings Millie? Yes, sir. I love Xavier Leggett over Tech McMillan, especially with the price range. And Xavier Leggett is a veteran. It takes some time. Now, listen, if you're really, really special as a rookie, you can do it. But remember, Jamar Chase, and I know it's a little bit different with Jamar because he didn't play the year before because of the COVID. But remember, Jamar Chase started out slow, like 8 points, 10 points, 12 points. Then 20 came, and that was it. Not saying he went for 20 for the rest of the year, but you could tell his whole mentality had changed. I want to get Ted a few games. And guys, I know about this. Listen, I didn't play that type of level of football, but I was a really good player in high school. And when I came out of middle school and I came into high school, I was ready. I could run a lot of the seniors over. I was one of the, if you just put all the seniors up against me, I was still like top 20 seniors in the state, in my county, right? But I still needed to learn. I need to take a few hits and know, like, oh, okay, these guys, it's different. Maybe not college football, but these guys are different. So you have to get accustomed. So my second or third game, I was ready. I was performing. The lights wasn't too bright. So to that, I'm a little nervous. The lights could be a little bit too bright for him. So I would rather wait and get a guy like Xavier Leggett. Raven Mad says, you got my follow. Great simple logic. And bro, Occam Razor. Y'all go look up Occam Razor. And my homeboy sent me a shirt, man. They are fire. I can't wait till he send them to me. But he got like a big razor blade on the back. And he got like Occam in small letters and Razor in the back. Killer. And I'm telling you, Occam Razor is my mentality. And I'll never forget when he told me, he said, TD, man, you Occam Razor with your fantasy football knowledge. And I went and looked it up in the middle of the live, and it said, making difficult concepts simple. That's when you know you're very gifted at something. Kanye West, music is very simple to him. He just hearing it, and he applying his logic to it. Same thing with me. I'm watching him, looking at what's going on. Xavier Worthy, I got him on the starting lineup. I'm not worried at all. That was the right start. He was getting ready to get off. That's why Pat Mahomes them struggled. Because they needed Xavier Worthy. He was a big time part. He was a part of the game plan. He was going to be a big part of that game plan. So keep it simple, bro. I appreciate you, Raven Mad. Appreciate you. Thomas, we did that. Who you holding? This week against the Jags. Right, I'm going to Xavier Leggett. Charlene says, streaming the cards DST this week. Yes, I am too. Streaming Arizona. G Santos says, this weird league, and I'm in with a lot of bench spots. Jamison Williams. I love Jamison Williams, bro. I'm playing him. He's my wide receiver 1 and 2 on a lot of my teams. He's my wide receiver 1 and 2 on a lot of my teams. I love his upside over Amon-Ra St. Brown. Not saying Amon-Ra is not a great player, but I pivoted and got a lot of RBs early. And I got Jameson like in the 4th, 5th round. Probably like 5th round. Ethan Carey says, should I start Arizona defense or Green Bay? I got to go with Arizona. Green Bay is not a bad start, but I'm going with Arizona. Thomas says my whole bench is RBs. Is that bad? No, we talked about that. Vladimir Hurst says I got Krosky Murray and Ollie Gordon on the bench. Do I drop one for Judkins? You can drop Krosky Murray for Judkins because I would rather have Judkins on my team than Krosky Murray, even though all three of them are good to have. I hate to say that, but all three of them are really good players to have on your team. So Judkins, I'm gonna rank them: Judkins, Ollie Gordon, and Krosky Murray. Siobhan says excited for Ibuka. Yes, I'm very excited for Ibuka. I'm very excited for Ibuka. Ibuka is probably gonna get 8 to 10 targets for that team. MVM says, "What's good, TD? Hey, who should I start, Harvey or J.K. Dobbins?" I probably would start Harvey over J.K. Dobbins being first week. You can get a little cute there. A little cute is week 1. Harvey upside to me, I like his upside over J.K. J.K. just there to show Harvey how to be a professional and what to do, and give them a little bit better back than Audric estimating boys. They couldn't help Harvey, so they had to bring in somebody like J.K. who can play, but injuries has derailed him a little bit. But he can play. He just ain't gonna be healthy all 17 weeks, and so that's when Harvey eventually will take over. So go ahead and you can start Harvey week 1 just to see what happens. If he break a long play, he probably will, because the safeties are going to have to back up. Cortland Sutton, Troy Franklin, Marvin Mims, them guys are going to be getting off, along with Evan Ingram and Bo Nix. So once they back up, then Harvey gonna be eating underneath. And you know Sean Payton is great when it comes to designing plays. Vladimir says, someone please answer. Bill Krosky, Ollie Gordon, should I drop one for Judkins? Yes, sir. Siobhan says, I would keep JSM and Gordon. I'm not doing that. I'm not leaving no Judkins out there. Judkins is a top back as far as coming out of this class. Not where he was drafted, but he's a top back that's going to start for a team. I ain't no way in the world I would kick no JCM, who I don't know when he's going to start and get the opportunities, if it's going to be Austin Eckler or Chris Rodriguez. Ollie Gordon, yes, if Devon A-Chain, but he's fully healthy. So Devon A-Chain doesn't have no Q. So that brings Gordon down a little bit. So the guy would be Judkins for me. Siobhan says, I got both on my bench and willing to wait. Big Will says, what up, bro? Everything will work out. I know, bro. I know. It was just, it was crazy, bro, what happened this morning. Got my nerves are still bad from that. But I'll talk to y'all more about that later. I just talked more about that. Right now I want to focus on the fantasy football part. Cheyenne Perkins, what's going on? Says Macmillan or Henderson half PPR. I'm going with Henderson all day. Start Henderson. Vladimir says, I got Bo Nix, Sutton, Brian Thomas Jr., Ibuka, and Hampton, and CMC at running back. My flex is Chuba Hubbard. Woo! Great job, Vladimir. I love that. You got Bo Nix, Sutton, you got that combo. You got Brian Thomas Jr. for the upside. You got Ibuka, who's a young rookie, could be the next Puka Nacua. You got Hampton, who we saw this week that he looks good. It wasn't his game to get the touchdown, but that's coming. So right now, guys, if you want to go get Hampton there after what you've seen, you have another back that you don't mind swapping out, you can go do that. But we needed to watch it, and you see why we needed to watch it. We see what it is. Najee is only going to get more snaps too. Now Hampton, if he keep playing good, he's going to just end up getting majority of the carries. But sometimes you got to watch it and then make the trade. Like right now, you know what I'm doing in some leagues? I'm going to buy CMC. I would when something dips, it's like a stock. When something dips, I go get it if I feel like it can have prosperity for my situation and for my team. Big Will says, for my flex, J-Mo versus Green Bay or Ibuka versus Atlanta, bro. That's tough. That's very, very tough. I would say J-Mo, but it's tomato. Ibuka is like that. So I would say tomato. You can't go wrong either way, but I'm gonna go with J-Mo for the upside, even though Buka got upside too. It's a tomato. Thomas said, let's go. Yes, sir. Charlene says, TD, order me a hamburger. I can't. I'm at the barbershop. I can get your hair cut though. And you still need to come up and show your face, Charlene. I know you said you're a shy girl. I'm not gonna tolerate that. You're not a shy girl. Come on up. S. Thomas Backer says, I can start one flex, Aaron Jones, Jacoby Myers, or Pearsall. I'm going with Pearsall over Myers and Aaron Jones. I like Aaron Jones. You can start him. I want to be fair because I told some people a couple days ago, like Aaron Jones is a good start, and he is, especially early in the season while he's healthy. But Pearsall, with Ayuk being out, CMC having a hamstring, a little questionable. Pearsall is going to get 8 targets, and that's the minimum. It could be a little. I could be a little bit off, right? I'm not a pure expert of Vegas, but I know how to follow the traction of the targets ratio in the NFL in all sports, with football. So I believe 8 targets is a minimum for Pearsall. So I would go with play Pearsall slightly over Aaron Jones. If you in full PPR, if you in half-point PPR, I would go with Aaron Jones. And a Texas tea. What is a Texas tea? Does it got sugar in it? Put me on game, Charlene. What is the Texas tea? Go with a late night chat. Okay, go with a late night chat. I got you. JC says, what up, bro? My DJ Moore pick over Worthy in my draft doesn't look so bad this morning. No, bro, but that's a little staging. Or you playing because of an injury, like that type of injury? It's one thing if a guy's always injured and he goes down, but that's just a crazy injury, man. It happens. I'm not gonna, you play DJ Moore, that's a good job, man. But to say like, somebody broke their leg off a crazy play and say, oh, I made the right decision, he broke his leg. I don't look at fantasy that way. Now, if he goes out there and he's been getting hurt year after year after year, like a Christian Watson, and he gets hurt, yeah, that's a good play. But if a guy that randomly runs into somebody and gets hurt, and that's the decision making, and it looks good off of that, I don't know about that. Because if Josh Allen break his leg and I don't play him, that's not a good. Did I make the right decision? Or one of his linemen falls on Josh Allen's knee or something, just because I like Lamar as my #1 quarterback? That's how I see. I think Xavier Leggett was a freak accident. You think Xavier is too light at 165? No, I don't think so. Let's get the likes up, fellas. We got 40 people in here. We only got 23 likes. JC said, y'all team must be real bad if you considering starting Thornton. Not necessarily. You got some savvy leagues, bro, where people ain't leaving nobody out there, so you got to go to these wide receivers who's trending up. Sometimes you ain't got no J-Mo in the flex and Ibuka in the flex. Sometimes you have to go down to Tyler Lockett's and stuff, depending on your league size and the type of league and how many starting positions. Ethan Carey says, I had the end of the round, so back-to-back I picked them. Jacob Olsen says, start Kamara, James Conner, RB2. I'm going with Kamara over James Conner. But, bro, you need to have both of these guys on your team. But I get it. You might be in an 8-team league. But Kamara definitely is a star, and James Conner is a star. But over those two guys, the better of the two, which is, you're talking about, I always go to lives or relationships or women, right? I use that a lot. I apologize if it offends anybody. But it's like choosing between two beautiful women, J-Lo or Margot Robbie. What's your preference? You like bigger backs or you like smaller backs, right? So I'm gonna go with Kamara. Miracle Baller says, dance with the girl you brought to the party. Come on now, preach, Miracle Ballers. Shawnee says, I have one quarterback as well, right? Jacob Olsen, what's up, bro? He says, I also have CMC, but I don't trust him, and I get it. There's nothing wrong with not trusting him. He's been hurt several times in his career, but he's also been #1 several times in his career too. So that's a dynamite. It's precious, but don't drop. You know what I'm saying? It's precious. You can do a lot with it, but it also can kill you too, right? No pun intended. Charlie says, I have Jaden Daniels. I have Spears, and I put him on my IR. 1A says, have you been spit on when you play football? No, bro. I never been spit on. I never in my life, nobody ever spit on me. People have called me out my name, but ain't nobody never spit on me. Somebody says, I hear Kanye, I hear Jews. Fair statement. Siobhan says Ibuka is going to smash this week. I think so too. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to start him over no elite player like a JMO on an elite team. MVM says Keon Coleman, Demario Douglas, Charbonnet, or Ollie Gordon. Pick two, please. I'm going with Demario Douglas and Keon Coleman. I can't play Charbonnet because I don't know how the split going to be with him and Kenneth in the goal line touch. Charbonnet got to get goal line touches. He's not a back who can take it 60. Travis Loomis said, yes, Occam Razor. Yes, sir, Travis. Charlene says, I bench Keenan Allen. So you still got a good team, right? You can't play everybody. Joe Looney says, TD, do I start J-Mo over Ted and Ibuka? In the flex PPR league, my two set starters are Brian Thomas and yeah, I would. I would personally, but I don't think you can go wrong with playing Ibuka. I would put Ibuka over Ted for this week until Ted goes and shows me, because Ibuka has a better path to targets than Ted does. Ted got 2 or 3 guys that he has to go through. Ibuka just got one guy, and that guy is going to be Mike Evans. Other than that, nobody else is going to get these targets. And look at Chris Godwin targets, who out-targeted Mike Evans the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season last year. Super chat from Chef Boy. He says, Myers, Ridley, Travion Henderson for the flex play. PPR, what you think? I'm going with Travion Henderson over Ridley and Myers. Travion Henderson. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the super chat. Deshaun T says, should I start Jawan Jennings? It depends on what you got on your squad. But yes, he's a solid start. He's a flex. He is a flex or a wide receiver 3. Junk Buster says, how do you feel about Kenneth Walker this week? You got to start him because where you drafted him at. You have to start him. It's that simple. Ed Tate says, how do you like Quentin Johnson? You think I should pick him up over E. Romano? Well, right now, me not knowing a lot about E. Romano, yeah, pick up Quentin Johnson and put him in as your flex play. And you can't get upset. And I'm going to tell y'all here now, some of y'all that I see, and so Ed Tate, I want you to know this, man. This is what I want you to learn from this. If you pick up Quentin Johnson, that's fine. I think he's a good pickup. But you don't pick him up to where he goes for 3 points next week. Now you come out and say, man, he's dumb. I shouldn't, that was a dumb move. I shouldn't have played him. Well, why not? You got to be real and listen. I'm going to tell y'all something about in life. And I'm not perfect. I'm still learning it every day. But when you make a decision, you stand on it. No matter what happens, you stand on it. So if you play Quentin Johnson next week or anything like that, or need to play him, if you don't need to play him, that's another story. But if you need to play him, don't care if he scores 0 or 40. It doesn't matter. You made the decision. You took the best data and information that you had, and you applied it to the logic. So be okay with whatever happens. That's what type of player Quentin Johnson is. He can go for 40. Well, I ain't going to say 40. He can give you 20 or he can give you 0. Ed Tate says, Alec Maynor. Yes, man, the guys is running great routes, man. He looks really, really good. He's definitely a stash play. You stash him and see what happens. If you have to start him, you can. Dat Frosty says, best running back of these 3, Algier, Johnson, ETN. I'm going with ETN over Caleb Johnson and Tyler Algier. Crosty says, how are people leaving Judkins on the wire? I don't know, bro. I agree with you, Crosty. I don't know. Guys, let's get the likes up. We got 42 people in here. Let's get the likes up. Dub says, you start Troy Franklin. I would. Has low projection, but Denver is saying he took some steps. Of course. That's why I say you can't worry about projections. Of course he's going to take some steps. And he's Bo Nix. This is like Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow on a lower tier, right? I don't want to just use because those are elite guys. So I want to be careful when I'm mentioning that. But Bo Nix and Troy Franklin played together, and both of these guys was elite on the same college team. Kid Carey says, start Eckler or Calvin Ridley in the flex. I would start Eckler over Calvin Ridley. Ridley is a wide receiver 1 on this team, so it's not. If you was to start Ridley over Eckler, it's not a bad play. But to me, man, I like a goal line. That's a 2-yard touchdown. That's all you're trying to get is a 2-yard touchdown. The thing is, you got to decide, Kid Carey, is Chris Rodriguez going to come in and take Eckler, opportunity, or is they gonna let Eckler try to get a shot at it? And I think they will try to let Eckler get a shot if he's starting the game and he's playing well. I think they will give him a shot to run it in. You know, Eckler can score short yardage touchdowns. He did it with the Chargers for years, and he was the RB1 or top 5 RB like two times. So I'm gonna say Eckler over Calvin for that situation. But if you went with Calvin and you tell me after Sunday that you went with Calvin and he scored bad, I'm not gonna say, well, I told you Eckler. I won't say that because I understand why you would play Calvin Ridley. I just don't like Calvin Ridley, and I didn't get to a lot of Calvin Ridley unless I really had to draft him at the end. Charlene says, hey TD, I got to go. Hit the like button always. Thank you. See you later, Charlene. JC said, rate my team. 1K league team. Okay, on sleeper. 2 flex spots. PPR got Allen, just Josh Allen, Gibbs, McBride, Kittle, DJ Moore, J-Mo, Tracy, Eckler, Thielen, bench, Goff, Shipley, Justice Hill, Bigsby, Thornton. Strong B plus. Strong B plus, bro. It could be an A minus. It could be an A minus. I'm always gonna be hard. I'm always gonna bring it down a little bit. I want you to be humble and keep working. But yeah, man, that's a good team, man. I can tell, man, you watch my content, bro. That's a good team. Thomas says, would you sell high off of Javonte Williams? Yes, sir. Performance on Thursday Night Football, yes. Or hold. You think he's going to last the whole season? No. But he will have another probably good game because they're going to be always in the green zone, so he's just going to get the fall-in touchdown. And Miles Sanders fumbled. Over for Miles Sanders. They waiting on Jaden Blue to come in now. Miles Sanders is he's just a, I mean, I hate to disrespect the guy. The guy a better athlete than I am right now. I can't beat him up. So who am I to say what he is? But he hasn't, to me, the last 2 or 3 years, I wouldn't want Miles Sanders on my team unless I just needed a count back body. No disrespect to you, Miles. Good job, JC. Dub K says, you think Warren is going to have a Bowers type year? No. I think he can be top. I mean, I'm going to give him a floor top 10, but that's not hard, right? But I can't put him on a Bowers level. Not right now. But I think he's a good tight end to play, and you waited late to get him. Yes, I think that's a good strategy, and I think he's going to be fine doing it. You don't need much of a tight end, pause, to get good value out of the situation. Kristen, appreciate you being here. Says, would you play Matthew Golden or Austin Eckler? It just depends. I like Matthew Golden upside, but I haven't seen it. So Austin Eckler is the safer play. Not much. You know it. Big Ham says 10-team PPR for the PPR flex spot. Devontae Adams, Trey Henderson, or McMillan or Ibuka. That is tough. Trey Henderson. I would play Trey Henderson, but it's tough, man. All those guys, except for McMillan, are really good players, bro. I'm just giving you my preference. I'm not giving you probably the perfect one. It's too many. You have a good problem. Devontae Adams is a star, bro. He's a wide receiver too on any team. You got Trey Henderson, who's probably could be a top 5 RB. He looks very, very special. He looks like a Jahmyr Gibbs A-chain type. McMillan could be special, but right now he's still young. I don't know if he's going to be able to take the target ratio that a wide receiver one could take. He needs to learn how to do that. And Ibuka is probably the next Puka Nacua. He has a chance to be that. So to me, you can't go wrong out of those 3 guys that I said, but I'm going to go with Trey Hendo. Romeo says Bigsby or Harvey week 1. I'm going with Harvey. I just don't know. I think Bigsby does have a chance to score. He is a good runner. He's not going to catch a lot of passes. That's ETN role. But I think Harvey, I just think the rookie, I think Harvey's the best back on this team, and they just playing it slow with J.K. Dobbins. So I'm going to go with Harvey. It's the best man will get the most carries. Whoever's playing good, Harvey or J.K. will get the majority of the carries. So I'm going with Harvey. That Frosty says Thornton a stash trust. Rest of my team solid. Yes, I love Stash Thornton no matter what, bro. Jack says waiver demon this year is the wave. Okay. Robert Mitchell Prophet, what's up, bro? He says good morning, bro. Good morning, bro. Appreciate you being here, man. Junk Buster says start Ibuka or Metcalf. You got to start Metcalf over Ibuka because where you drafted him, but you're gonna have to get ready to make a move. And see, right now you got JC saying there's Ibuka, but to me that's why you sitting Metcalf on your team. Now, if you're in an 8-team league, bro, you can get a little cute, but I don't like that type of problem. I don't want to be putting Ibuka up against and I even go up a tier, Justin Jefferson. I don't want to do that. Ibuka needs to be starting. He needs to be starting, but I'm not going to tell guys that go for him that's the #1 on their team and has been elite in the past to sit them just to go to a rookie because everybody's talking about him. I think that's a talk move. It's not that you really believe in him. It's just because you just heard it's Ibuka, so I have to put him in. Don't draft guys like that and then you have to sit a top guy just to get to the rookie. I don't believe in fantasy. You working backwards that way. It should be Ibuka up against Tyler Lockett, and you should be putting Ibuka in. It should be Ibuka up against Justin Jefferson and Garrett Wilson. So to me, both of those guys are starts. But Metcalf, I'm not going to tell you to sit Metcalf. Metcalf is the guy that you drafted first. 1A says Hollywood Brown a stash. Yes, he is, especially with the injury to Xavier Worthy. MVM says Harvey, Henderson, Mason, Sampson, Oligo, and pick 2, please. I'm going to go with Hendo and Harvey. Hendo and Harvey. Michael Ott says, what do you think at the flex? Ibuka, really, Pearsall, Marriott, and Charbonnet. It's between Ibuka and Pearsall. I'm going to go with Ibuka over Pearsall. I'm going with Ibuka over Pearsall. I love Pearsall. It's very, very close. It's a tomato, but I'm going with Ibuka over Pearsall. Thomas says, I have Drake May in a lot of leagues. His bye week is week 14, last week of the fantasy football regular season. Yeah, that could be a little rough. I get that. So now, when you get around week 8, you need to plan for that. 5-6 weeks ahead of time and go ahead and stash your quarterback for that week that you think is going to have a great matchup. And the reason why I say week to about week 8, not now, because you will get you'll be more familiar with the defenses and know if that matchup is good for you when you stream that quarterback. Great question, Thomas. MVM says, is Warriors or Juju Smith a snap? Juju will be a stash. Warriors, I don't know. He has the knee injury. Maybe he has something, but like I said, don't turn nothing down but your collar if you got room on your team. But the better of the two is Juju. He's going to get more targets right off because he's a vet. But he's only got... Sorry about that. Somebody called the phone. My God says, Sanders is done. That fumble did it. And I'm a Cowboys fan. Right. That fumble did it, bro. I won't be surprised if he gets cut. But they might not have enough running backs to even cut him. Kyle Sieber, what's up? He said, pick 2, Shakir Coleman, Ollie Gordon. Bro, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you yesterday. Shakir and Coleman. Shakir and Coleman. Squeeze that. Ethan Carey says, what's up, bro? He said, what happened to the country to God? They like country to God. They like country, need another one? Oh, yeah. It's still on my... It's still on my StreamYard, but I'm not going to use it like that anymore because that's licensed music. So before I start using it again, I got to contact him and make sure it's okay. Maybe pay him a royalty or something because you guys, this is funny. You can't use people's stuff. Me and one of his managers had a situation where we was doing business together, but not right now. We not. So I might not use it anymore. Kyle says, yeah, we did that one already. He says, I had Worthy and Pickens going. Yeah, I get it. It'd be like that, bro. You made the right call. I think pretty sure you did on Pickens. I don't know about the Pickens. I don't know if somebody else told you to play Pickens. But I wouldn't worry about it. You still might win. I'm telling you. Morton Torres says, on the flex, which player should I start? Stevenson, New England, or wide receiver Golden or Garrett Wilson? I think you have to start Garrett Wilson over Stevenson and Golden. You have to start Garrett Wilson. Sean Ayer says, what's your opinion on Cortland Sutton this week? I think he's going to be a safe play. I think he's going to have 6 or 7 catches for about 70 yards. He's going to be a solid player. He's going to give you 10 to 15 points as a floor. as a floor. He gonna at least have 10 as a floor this week. Appreciate you being here, Sean. Mark Torres has got wide receiver Golden on a trade. Wide receiver Garrett Wilson, 6th-round keeper. Okay. Good job. Barry says, just add you. Okay. Michael I said, I got a chance to stash a player. G. Okay. Cal says, okay, thanks, brother. Michael I says, my bad. Olive Gordon, Tootin, or Charbonnet. Who do you think I should pick up? Charbonnet. Justin says, what up, TD? Great content. Thank you. Thank you, Justin. Let me see if I missed any comments, guys. Put it in the comment section if I missed any comments. Yeah, appreciate everybody being here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did that one. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody comments. I don't like doing that. Yeah, Frank Wright says, how you feel about Judkins? We picking him up? I have him in a few leagues. He's available. Yeah, pick him. Definitely pick him up. G Santos says, this is weird league I'm in. Bench spot. Jameson. Yeah, play Jameson Williams over Hawkinson. Okay. I think that's about it, guys. Big Ham says 14 teams, Charbonnet, Caleb Johnson, and Hunter Henry, Kincaid. Thanks, bro. I would. You said Charbonnet, 14 team people are Charbonnet or Caleb Johnson, and for tight end Hunter Henry or Kincaid. I'm going with Hunter Henry over Kincaid, and I'm going with Charbonnet over Caleb Johnson. Ryle says, should I drop Shaheed for Judkins? Yes, if you got plenty of wide receiver depth, yes, I would do that. Dakota Miller says, Worthy is a bust already. Try to trade him for anything quickly. I don't know about that. Maybe off an injury. But y'all jump to a conclusion very fast. Man, I wouldn't do that, Dakota. I would just hold off for a little bit. Don't panic. Mike O says, I already grabbed Charbonnet. I was just waiting your opinion. But out of Knicks, May, and McCarthy, who should I start? Knicks. Joe says, Jacoby Myers or take a chance on Travion Henderson. Travion Henderson. JC says, how do you feel about Cam Scatterbo? He's a stash. He's a handcuff. Taco Cheese says, what is the max you would drop to pick up Judkins or Ollie? Brian Robinson over those two. I would say Judkins, Brian Robinson, then Ollie. Right. JC said you can't trade Worthy now at its lowest. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get ready. Oh, okay. We got a few more people's thoughts on A.J. Brown rest of the season. I talked about that in my last live. He's going to be spotty because this is a championship team. But if you can get him as a wide receiver 3 or 2 or a flex play, it'll be tremendous and start him every week. But if you depend on him to be a wide receiver 1 and give you 15 to 20 points every week, I think you could be disappointed. But he's going to have some wide receiver 1 games. Like I'm talking about the wide receiver 1. Dakota says, if you blow your shoulder out running into your own player, you aren't a dog. I disagree with that, Dakota, completely. Don't you know there's been guys who's been like big-time players? I mean, there's a quarterback who didn't want nobody around him, and he was just doing his steps, and he almost died on the field. And I hate to say that Teddy Bridgewater, they had to rush him to the hospital. His bone was about to hit an artery from in his leg, and wasn't nobody around him. So those are freak injuries happens all the time, bro. All the time. Those soft players wouldn't have made it through training camp in the 90s. Touche. I understand. Slick Rick says week 1 can be slow for a lot of players that didn't get much action in the preseason, right? Monterio says 12 teams. JC says Travis Kelce's body looks soft in the Happy Gilmore too. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Y'all guys be safe. See y'all later. Peace.